Hey, what's up guys? This is T-Bone here. This is going to be the first of a few videos I'll be making for the anniversary update for the game Heir of Chaos. Now this is a pre-recorded video on a test server so I can access all of the content and showcase them to you. And it's kind of hard to imagine that it's already been a year since the game has come out officially in the US, and so they've packed a lot of changes into this update, including a new Cove faction. Now, I plan to take a few videos to go into some of the updates in more detail, and so you should expect to see more of that. But if you want more information that I'm not covering, you can also take a look at their official Discord server. Go to their channels. They have the announcements and also game updates channels, so you can stay up to date there. They have comprehensive information about what's new, what's upcoming, and you can also engage with the community there, so I highly encourage that. Alright, so before we take a look at the Cove faction, I'm going to show you two new features that are part of this update. The first one is the battle formation. So battle formation is a new feature that allows you to boost your cards through your factions. So as you play, you might enjoy a specific faction more than others, and that might be one that you're developing, and so you can actually go ahead and develop that. So for example, here in Castle, you can see what you can do here is you can develop your entire faction through upgrading these different nodes you see here. So it's like a little web, you see, and I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but basically what you can see based on information here is you can upgrade, and as you upgrade them, you're going to gain various different boosts, such as like 5% increased unit damage when in high morale, right? So this is going to happen if you can upgrade to level 2, and you can do this for all of the factions, but you also need to use an energy core, which is going to be introduced in a new alchemy shop. Again, something new that I will be covering in more detail. The second feature that I wanted to talk about, it's not really a feature, it's just a new addition, and that is going to be the new artifact called the Armageddon's Blade. And so the Armageddon's Blade is another, another artifact that's going to be part of this update, and it is going to be a fire spell type artifact. I will go into more details. I'll showcase all of the capabilities and what it's able to do in a more specific fight sequence video afterwards. But for now, what I like to do is, talk to you about the Cove faction. And so let's go into the training grounds where we're going to do a couple of practice fights. But before we do that, I just wanted to highlight, the heroes and also the units of this particular faction, so that we can sort of know what we are looking at. So the first one is the hero Casambel. This is a hero that is focused on all water boost, water attack, and also heal. So you can see the ultimate skill here, it's Tidal Waves. What it does is it will deal water damage and it will inflict deterrence. Deterrence basically causes your enemies to lose a lot of their critical hit, so they deal less damage. And this also gives them a 20% chance of freezing the entire battlefield. And it also triggers all of your Cove units' special skills. So Casambel is all about working with the Cove units and making them stronger, activating all of their battle skills, all of their special skills, so that you can deal more damage at the same time. Its specialty is also based around having more Cove units around you. So the first thing it does is it will boost Ocean Blessing, and Ocean Blessing is a spell that gives heal. So you can see here what it does is restores a set of health, okay, at the beginning. And then it also gives them additional 6% of their max health back. So it's a really good healing spell so that you can keep them alive longer. And then if you take a look at their specialty, it increases the range so that you can boost more heroes. And you can also give them a bubble that gives them a additional protection. Okay. And then at 4 stars, what you get here is the more units you have there from the Cove faction, the faster the mana regenerates and the quicker you can activate the ultimate skill, so that you can continue this cycle. And when you if you trigger special skill by the Tidal Waves, it can also reduce the cooldown of any random ultimate skill of Casambel. Okay, and so it is basically a really good way to, this is all about having more heroes. The more Cove heroes you have on the team, the better this entire team will work. And you can also see it is so, there's a lot more information here, so you can see the information that details everything in here, so you can see exactly what it does. This is a hero that is all about the Cove faction, very synergized. The other hero that you'll see is Peter Lee. And this is a pirate that is focused on boosting specific units on the team. So if you take a look at the ultimate skill, Break Waves, this will drive an assault ship into the unit, and it will deal also water spell damage. So both heroes are all about water. All right, so it will deal water damage, and it also inflicts deterrence, so it reduces their critical hit. But the defensive units are also going to take a hit on the opponent's side, where they get additional spell damage that is equal to 10% of their max HP, and they're stunned for 2 seconds. And so this is a hero that will stun and also, make your defensive units take more damage. In terms of the other spells, it is going to be Frozen Arrow and Mirth, and then Ice Shield, so you get protection for your water damage. And so if you're up against water heroes, then you can get some protection also. In terms of the specialty, this is all about upgrading the Regnan Pirate to Elite Pirate, and also boosting the Regnan Archers. And so you can see from 1 star to 4 star here, from 1 star it upgrades the unit. At 4 stars, what it does is, if you're able to kill enemy units, then both your pirate and your archer get a 3-second immunity and 30% attack speed boost. So as soon as you kill a unit, you get stronger for a short period of time. The trade-off is you are going to have a lower magic resistance, but you're going to also gain increased chances of stunning your opponents, and also making them have lower crit hit. And so this is a hero that is all about boosting your pirate and your archer. So if you have this hero, you'll want to boost your archer and your pirate as much as possible. So of all the units here, these are the 2 SSR units that are new for the Cove unit, and one of them is the Regnan Archer that was mentioned in as part of the Peter Lee's skills. This is the first archer that is an SSR unit, and it is a super strong, in my opinion, a really strong unit. I took a look at the skills, and I think it's just absolutely phenomenal. So if you take a look at the ultimate skill for Regnan Archer, what it does is it deals 130% damage just from a normal attack, and it causes additional damage to the health, depending on whether the critical hit is landed, and it causes additional damage in the path. It decreases their defense, and it's also stackable. All right. Then tactics training. This basically increases attack speed and also crit hit. It basically just makes itself stronger. But take a look at this spell here. This particular skill. So Tidal Giant Crossbow. So the unit damage is increased by 26%, and at the beginning of the battle, so when you first start, it will deal 185% of the attack and additional damage equals to 25% of their health to 2 random units, and slowing them for 8 seconds. So at the beginning of the fight, immediately, what you'll do is you will attack 2 units, and you can slow them down. If the attack happens to be on a weaker unit that has lower health, it might just outright kill them. And so that's a really strong spell there, and I think that it is really, really cool. And also it attacks the unit with the lowest health, and it will basically focus fire on the lowest health units to ensure that they die quicker. So this is a really strong ranged unit. So if you're focused on ranged units, you'll probably be very happy to see this. The other SSR unit is going to be the Dragon Turtle. So this is all about a very strong defender. Like, you use this unit, and it's going to be very similar to the Black Dragon, where it will stay alive for a very long time. And then the other unit that we've seen is the Elite Pirate. This is an SSR unit. So these are the 3 SSR units. We got 1 SSR for defender, 1 for attack, and then 1 for ranged unit. So it is going to be difficult to get the full team together, but these are the 3 that are the SSR units that will have the sort of the biggest impact. But another card that's really good is going to be Mermaid. Mermaid is also a really strong healer, just like Druid. And what it does is, if you take a look at the spell, what it does is it will, heal. It's kind of like Druid. It's kind of also like Genie. So it does healing, and it also increases the damage for all of your units. And what it does here is, when they are low in health, they protect themselves also, and they continue to restore health for the enemy units. So it's all about healing, and it continues to heal and increase its healing effect. So having Mermaid on your team will give you more survivability. Okay, and so there are also other. There's also the Regnant Serpent, which is an SR unit that is a good That's a defender here, and then we have the Rev Yarutan, which is an SR unit, and what this does is it's a unit that will boost all of the units around it, and it will deal damage as they take. It will basically boost the units as they take damage, and these heroes. You'll be able to see also in the list here, but I think that having really the one I think stands out to me the most is a Regnant Archer. So let's take a look at these two. So what I have set up here is an attacking and a defending unit, exactly the same setup. And what I want to do is let's go into a fight. I want to kind of show you the attack animation and what it looks like when they attack, and also this is a good way for us to see which of the two heroes is stronger, whether it's going to be Casembel or Peter Lee. And so you can see here, take a look at the spell, take a look at just the attack from the archer. You can sort of see this, the arrow that shoots all the way across. They're basically hitting, in a line here, and they're attacking the lowest health enemies. Okay, and so let's take a look and see how we're doing here. And so whenever Casembel activates her ultimate skill, what you'll see is the entire sort of allies on your team, they're going to trigger their ultimate skill, and it looks like right now the Casembel's team, even though it's exactly the same setup and everything, it will be the one that comes out victorious. In fact, I've run this simulation multiple times, and if you take a look here, if you go into the practice, what you can do is you can go and do an attack, and when you do an attack, you can just do a quick you can just quickly pass through it. And so what we'll do is we'll see it's not a fluke. We're going to take a look again, and we're going to run the simulation here, and you can see that basically at the end, even though it looks like Casembel's team might be at a disadvantage, it overcomes and it wins at the end. And so clearly in comparison, I would think that if you're using Cove units, Casembel is a much stronger hero to use than Peter Lee is going to be. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a setup that uses the Regnant Archer on the team, and I'll show you how it gives a much bigger advantage. All right, so here I have set up a defending unit that uses Dragon Mutare as the main hero, and with that setup I also then use the Black Dragon, the Minotaur, and I have an Ogre Mage here that has 5 stars awakened, and we also, of course, we would bring in a Gold Dragon in here, and we use Medusa and also an awakened Evil Eye in here, plus Angel and Thunderbird. This is sort of the defense unit, and if you take a look at the power level, 6.69 million here. And then on the attacking side, I have exactly the same setup. The only difference here is instead of Medusa, I put in the Archer. So let's take a look at what happens when we go in for a battle here. And what we're going to do is we're going to quickly simulate this and see what happens, see the result. And if you take a look, if you look at the fight here, it's not even close. It's not even close in terms of who comes out on top. And it is just absolutely amazing because the only difference here is I added the Archer in there. If you take a look, so Regnant Archer isn't really boosted by Mutare, but it carries itself really well. It's a very strong ranged carry. And you can see here, Thunderbird really definitely stood out here. And my roster wasn't even focused on any Cove units at all. And so Thunderbird got the full benefit, but Regnant Archer is right behind there. If you take a look at the actual damage here, it even outperformed the Gold Dragon. Okay, and its damage was very close to the Thunderbird on the opponent's side. And we can run this simulation again, and you can just see that over and over again in this sort of mirror matchup. Right, in a mirror matchup, the team that contained the Archer is the one that came out victorious in all of my simulations, all my runs. So you can see, like, again, it just the same results over and over again. And so in my opinion, this is a really strong unit. So definitely in my sort of opinion, I really think that having this ranged unit is going to make a lot of people really excited, especially if you enjoy using Gelu. Right, if you're a Gelu user, you're definitely going to benefit a ton from using the Archer here, because you're going to gain that much more damage output with her. And so I plan to showcase more, I would like to showcase more metas using the units here. I'm not going to be able to do this in video, but really what I wanted to talk about is, the Cove faction as a whole. I think that together it works really well together with Kassem Bell, because of the fact that they gain all this synergy with each other. But really, I think what really stood out is the way that we play too with the synergies. Is really we take the best cards and like we'll build like a faction, but we will always insert a card here and there. And this is the one that fits sort of that ranged unit whole in a lot of the teams here, and I think that this is a really good addition. So take a look, check it out, and if you do have her, I would definitely think that it's going to boost your team a lot. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, and also let me know what factions you would like to see in terms of the comparisons, and I'll be happy to do some comparison videos for you. Be on the lookout for the new the Armageddon Blade video, and also one for the battle formation. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.